2, 1, unpause.
Alright, and do you want to get started with the introductions?
Of course. In the top left section, we have the green eyeshadow Zerg playing for the University of Texas Arlington. Hit!
Indeed, and his opponent, representing Purdue University in the bottom left-hand corner as the red Protoss, it's going to be Mokomi.
So, of course, we do have a PVZ on Tal'Darim Altar, and we did talk a little bit about this map of how it's fairly even. What I wanted to discuss pregame is that 6 pulling on this map is very popular. Because this is mainly considered a macro map, so Protosses like to do this Forge Fast Expand, which we can already tell that Mokomi is going for that, and the Zerg player is able to do a lot, or can do a lot of damage and just keep them to one base for a long time with a 6 pool. But it doesn't look like Hit is doing that, so enough talking about that strategy.
Yeah, well actually,
Go ahead.
as you mentioned before though, Mokomi is going for that Forge Fast Expand. So probably going to be seeing a Forge coming up pretty soon, as well as followed by some gateways just to get a nice little wall going over by Mokomi's natural to make sure that those Zerglings can't run in very easily. And one thing that's nice about one thing that's nice about the Forge Fast Expand is it ensures that the Zerg has to go for that spawning pool before the hatchery. Because if the Zerg tries to make his hatchery before the spawning pool is completed, and he doesn't have the Zerglings out, then he can actually get Cannon Rush behind his natural expansion.
Okay,
and that's just a really
painful. Real quick, Mokomi has sent a second scouting probe because he wants to make sure if a 6 pool is coming to be able to respond to it in time. But he is going to be able to spot Hit, and showing that he took a much later spawning pool than a 6 pool. So continue. Go ahead. I just wanted to add that.
Oh yeah, but we might see some little shenanigans. Oh, we actually see pylons going down between the main and the natural of Hit, and there's a huge wall off of pylons. I think, is that a solid? No, it's not a solid wall. Oh no!
Oh my God! Mokomi missed it by a single pixel.
Oh man! And actually, now that drone doing a great job blocking, they actually get surrounded on the probe for a second. Probe almost got surrounded. This probe is likely going to try and throw down some cannons pretty soon, but I'm not sure if he's actually going to get a chance to really get those up as the Zerglings are now out. We do see a cannon going down back at home for Mokomi to defend against the Zerglings, but now, wait, Hit just got supply blocked. Oh, he did a double extractor cancel.
Double extractor trick to get just a few more Zerglings out, but Mokomi should not build any probes here. Mokomi missed it by a single pixel. That just has to be just heart-wrenching. If you don't have this complete wall off, then you should not continue to cannon, especially because he went spawning pool and then hatchery. So we would have had a lot more Zerglings out faster to deny any cannons that are being built. So now we're going to enter a semi-normal game with Mokomi actually being behind a little bit because he lost 225 minerals because he did get the cancel on one of these pylons.
Yeah, and actually, it's even more than just that 225 minerals. That actually, 225 minerals was actually delaying his Nexus from ever going down. So that means that it's not just, oh, he lost the pylons that were eventually killed. It also means that his Nexus was delayed. So that means that is time that he could have been producing additional probes and really edging out a bit more of an economic advantage. But that's not really going to be happening in this case.
And losing those pylons, Mokomi forgot to build additional pylons and was supply blocked, and he had 5 probes queued up at his main expansion, and that is something you never want to see, no matter what skill level you are. And Hit has been taking a third during this time after defending that feigned cannon rush.
And actually, an interesting decision by Mokomi, actually going for 2 gateways before his Cybernetics core. So he's likely going to want to say, you know what, I'm already behind a little bit by right now. I'm going to see if I can catch up by putting on a little bit of aggression, by making Zealots out of these 2 gateways early on.
They're only slowlings, but they're going to be able to get, well, there's not much more to scout, but they are going to be very annoying. Mokomi's pulling back 2 Zealots to kind of deal with it, and is he even sacrificing that pylon? That seems very... not
Ooh, I
pressured.
really don't like that decision making by Mokomi.
It's
I think he really
44.
could have.
And now we're playing around the
Is he
pylon.
gonna save it?
He should be able to with that probe. Hopefully. Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh, Mokomi.
Wow.
I guess the
Mokomi
pressure might
seems
just be
on
getting to
tilt.
him.
Yeah. I mean, Mokomi did suffer his first loss of this season earlier on in this set, so that may be enough to put him on tilt. There have been other times in tournaments such as CES or even at Boiler Frag, which is our local tournament, where as soon as he loses that first game, a lot like how when Nest loses his first game, he just goes into that kind of tilt mode and proceeds to lose games. But he is still actually about equivalent with Supply. So don't count him out just yet.
Yeah, we do actually see from the Zerg player Hit a Roach Horn and an Evolution Chamber going down, and the Evolution Chamber just finishing up now, and the Roach Horn about to finish. So what this Evolution Chamber means is that Hit is actually going to be planning to play this game out in a bit of a macro style game. He wants to get the upgrades. He's going to wait for this economic advantage that he has to kick in, as he also has that third up and running. And really, Mokomi's going to have a little bit of a hard time putting on any pressure in time in the very near future. But we do see that Stargate coming out, so we might see just a tad bit of pressure.
And we didn't point it out, but another Zergling got in and saw the one Stargate, so he is or should be prepared for any Void Ray or Phoenix pressure that's coming out.
And actually, yeah, that's another thing that Evolution Chamber is great for. It's going to be producing those Spore Crawlers. Hit likely seeing the timing of that Stargate as well. So he probably knows, hey, you know what, I don't even have to make the Spore Crawlers immediately. I can probably wait a little bit before the Void Ray is out. At least that's the thought process I think he might have, but I still don't see him producing those Spore Crawlers.
We do have one Void Ray out. No, 3 Spore Crawlers are being thrown down. It looks at one at each base. But I don't think Mokomi knows about the third at all. Oh, he does know about the third. But let's see what Mokomi is waiting for. He's building a second Phoenix now, so he may be waiting for 2 Phoenix in Void Ray to start doing pressure, or he may just go right now. But that Spore Crawler
looks like he's going for the third Phoenix as well.
Oh my! You may be a little ahead of me in the replay, but so the Void Ray is actually just out of range of the Spore Crawler and doing some damage to this Queen, and they are going to do some harassment units. But during this time, a huge Roach and Zergling force are pushing at Mokomi's front. And it looks like we only have 2 Sentries, 2 Stalkers, and a Zealot to hold this off. Mokomi's in a lot of trouble, and it looks like these Roaches are able to pick off the first cannon. Mokomi hasn't built a single additional cannon, and these Roaches just may be enough to break through here. Very clutch force fields stop this Roach army, as they are just big fatties, a lot like Archons. So Mokomi looks like he may be able to hold this off just barely, but he's just losing more and more supply. 36 Zerglings are in production, and Hit is just streaming more and more units to just start attacking at Mokomi. This is going to be extremely close. It looks like Robbie just got disconnected for some reason. That's really annoying. Crap.
And I'm back, and there's huge damage going on. Oh my god.
It was so painful that Robbie had to get kicked off the call.
As a Protoss player, seeing Mokomi potentially losing his natural expansion. These Stalkers doing a great job. Mokomi actually getting some pretty good Blink Micro, but these Roaches are starting to target down the probes.
Yeah, we have 20 probes that have died thus far in this battle. It looks like Blink has kicked in, though, and Mokomi's trying his hardest to hold this off. But losing this natural means that the endgame is going to be extremely hard, because this is a 3-base Zerg versus a 1-base Protoss. Even though the worker count is identical, which is extremely amusing to me, since Mokomi lost 20.
It really does not tell the story, though.
Yeah, it does not tell the story of what happened here. Mokomi is now in scramble mode. He has to be able to get up the additional Nexus ASAP, as all these Zerglings are still flooding, and I can't believe these are Slowlings! We didn't talk about this whole time. He's done this all.
Medical just about to complete.
All this was Slowlings, and now the Speedlings finally kick in at the 13-minute and 30-second mark. This is an extremely aggressive Zerg Roach Ling all in. essentially, as he's producing more and more units. We only have 6 more drones here. We're getting missile attack +2. Mokomi is way behind in upgrades by not still at 0-0 with everything, and this instructor Stalker with 13 kills.
Yeah, and I'm getting pretty worried for Mokomi, as losing that natural expansion is going to really hurt his economic standings right now. He does have that 3rd up, but we can see just in supply count, he's about 25 supply or 20 supply now. Actually, 30 supply behind.
Yeah, this is
huge influx of drones and units. I think
we're producing. It looks like he's doing a wave of units and then a wave of units and then a wave of drones, and so just now he's pulled ahead in the drone count after Mokomi has lost 20 probes compared to the 3 drones. But obviously a lot of Zerglings are killed, so as long as Mokomi can stabilize in this fight, he should be able to come back, and Mokomi's doing the right thing by not only taking his natural, but getting his 3rd up, but Hit is coming in for another attack. He's waiting just for his level 2 to finish up. I would actually not be surprised if we saw a Nidus Worm coming up to do extra speed, or have extra speed for these Hydralisks. But it looks like he's just going in. This is a extremely classic mixture that was even out in the beta of doing this Roach Hydra composition with Zerg.
Yeah, and Hydralisk not quite as popular these days because of Colossus, but there are no Colossus right now, and those Hydralisks are going to pick off that Void Ray very easily if that Void Ray just gets a little bit out of position as it is right now. It might be taking, no, it doesn't take any damage, but these Roaches and Hydralisks are going to whack away at the wall, and you know what? That's going to be so painful for Mokomi. Mokomi in a very stressful situation already. He doesn't want to be losing the warp gates that he's using to warp in these units.
Yeah, and not just to point out, during that battle, why Mokomi did not decide to push in is that the arc of Hit was just so nice. There was perfect Roaches guarding every single Hydralisk, and so if Mokomi tried to step in, there would be maximum damage of his units. I'm very surprised that Hit hasn't tried to push into Mokomi's 3rd, but I guess he doesn't know it's there yet. But
that's actually very interesting.
Pushing more and more in, and the amount of DPS, these force fields are actually hurting Mokomi in some aspects as these Hydralisks are able to hide in. Now there's a full surround of these Zerglings. I wouldn't be surprised
and the force fields are down
very shortly. This is extremely unfortunate that Mokomi was put so far behind by missing that 3 pylon wall off by 1 pixel. I mean, that is just so painful for any race, and Mokomi does throw out the GG and leaves the game.
Yeah, but I have